welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, Lauren from Lauren and the Books, and
me,
David, my boyfriend. And today, for the third time, David is going to pick my TBR for August. We did it last year. Weirdly, we didn't do it the year before that, but we did do it the year before that. So, and I quite enjoy it because David picks things off my shelves. Well, basically, you're a cover picker, aren't you? Or in this case, a spine picker.
I'm a spine.
Like, oh yeah, that spine looks nice. It's got a bird on it. Yeah, you can do that.
Spine with my little eye.
That's right. So David, previous years, has picked me 10 books. I think maybe around 10 this year as well. I mean, I normally read about 13, well, between the 10 and 15 mark, so I think 10 books is a good picker. Now, however, there are 2 books that I will definitely be reading this month. I'm going to show you them now. The first one is Anna of Kleves, the 4th book in the 6 Tudor Queens series. I'm working my way through these. I've been doing vlogs, haven't I, David?
You have been doing.
You've been enjoying watching me.
Beautiful vlogs.
So I tend to read these at the beginning of the month. So I will be reading this, the 4th book, Anna of Kleves, Queen of Secrets.
I was going to pick that one.
Well, no, you weren't. You weren't. I'm going to read this and do the reading vlog for that. So that's one book that's already picked. And then for Patreon Book Club this month, we are reading Washington Black by Essie Adugian. So those are 2 books that are definitely.
So I need to pick 8 books.
No. David, you're picking 10. Whatever the way, you're picking 10. However, I'm glad you said that because I've got a couple of piles of books that I want you to pick from before you look at the shelves. So, back again.
The first pile?
Yes. So I made a video at the beginning of the year, no, not the beginning of the year, a few months ago, talking about books that I thought would be 5-star reads for me. And I'd like to read one of those a month until the end of the year. Oh, you've decided?
Yep.
Oh, okay. There we go. I was going to tell you what they are, but I don't need to because David's already decided. So the first book David's picked, why have you picked this? You didn't even read the back of it.
The spine.
Oh, the spine.
Would you want me to have a little read first? Bring them back.
Well, no, what I was going to...
No.
He's decided against it. So
in the 1930s.
He doesn't want me to read The Vanishing Act of Esme Lennox.
No.
Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, these are books that I've picked that I think will be 5-star reads. And I thought you would, if you'd have read it, I think you probably would have gone for this one.
What, that one?
No, the one you're reading at the moment. So yeah, just wait and see what David thinks of these 4. They were The Vanishing Act of Esme Lennox.
Okay, that seems
How Beautiful
cool.
We Were by Mbolo Mbew. Complicit by Winnie M. Lee, I think that is. And Affinity by Sarah Waters. What I also would have said is that I've got 1 veto, so I can say no to any 1 book.
Okay.
What, he's picking out of those 2?
Yeah. I mean, I would like to read this.
Yeah, well, why don't I?
So you have that one.
So you're going to read that?
Not now, but I want you to read that one.
Okay. You don't want me to read
Yeah,
this? I thought you'd want this because it's all about the film industry.
Yeah, but I mean, who's picking here?
Sorry, you're picking. You're absolutely picking. Sorry. So, what have you picked there?
So I picked How Beautiful We Were by Mbolo Mbew.
Very good. Right, let me, I will read out the blurb for that so you know what it's about because I've forgotten what it's about. While David looks through these big piles.
I reckon this will be a bit of a tough read.
Oh, do you? Here's pile 1 of library books to pick from.
Okay.
And then I'll get you pile 2.
Alright.
So, How Beautiful We Were by Mbolo Mbew. Set in the fictional African village of Kosowa, this is the story of a people living in fear amidst environmental degradation, wrought by an American oil company. Pipeline spills have rendered farmlands infertile, children are dying from drinking toxic water.
I don't like that name.
Promises of clean-up and financial reparations are made and broken. Left with few choices, the people of Kosovo decide to fight back, but it will come at a steep price, one which generation after generation will have to pay. How Beautiful We Were is a masterful exploration of what happens when the reckless drive for profit, coupled with the ghost of colonialism, comes up against one community's determination to hold on to its ancestral land and a young woman's willingness to sacrifice everything for her sake of her people's freedom. So yeah. I thought it was going to be 5 stars. It sounds great to me. Let's see if it is 5 stars. So the first book David has picked for me is How Beautiful We Were by Mbolo Mbew.
Why don't they have the blurb on the back?
He's still picking out of... I've got 2 massive piles of library books and I've asked him to pick 2 from there because a month without reading all these books that I've put reservations on.
Interesting. Hold that might be a potential winner.
Is this a potential as well?
Yeah.
Okay. He loves the cover. I knew you'd love that cover.
And it's by Will Young.
Okay, right. So he's whittling them down.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's he hasn't even looked at it. That's the Donna Tartt, My Little Friend.
Size of that. It's as big as my head.
He's getting a right sweat on. Is it quite high pressure?
It was quite heavy. No,
he's not into that.
I don't want to give you all heavy books.
No. I love you reading that.
No, 1806, too early.
Oh, you don't like historical stuff, do you? Whereas I do.
And that's 1930s again, so
okay,
I'm down
so what out of
to
these
these three. Maybe I might give you a bit of Will, because I know you like Will, but this charmed me.
Did you?
It sounded quite like. I might go for this one.
Okay, cool. Right, okay, so we'll go for Black Cake. I'll give you the next pile of books to be working your way through. Okay. So this is the other pile of library books, so pick one from there as well. So David has picked Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson. I only recently hauled this on my July reading vlog, but I'll read it again. So, Eleanor Bennet won't let her own death get in the way of truth. I've literally just edited this video as well, so me reading this out is really deja vu. So when her estranged children, Byron and Benny, reunite for a funeral in California, they discover a puzzling inheritance. Firstly, a voice recording in which everything Byron and Benny ever knew about their family is upended. Their mother tells a tumultuous story about a headstrong young woman who escapes her island home under suspicion of murder. A story which cuts right to the heart of a rift that separated Byron and Benny. Second, a traditional Caribbean black cake, a family recipe with a long history, which Eleanor hopes will heal the wounds of the past. Can Byron and Benny fulfill their mother's final request to share the black cake when the time is right? Will Eleanor's revelations bring them back together or leave them feeling more alone than ever? Spanning 60 years, which I do like when things span a long time, in the life of one family, crossing continents and juggling lives, Black Cake is an extraordinary story of how the inheritance of betrayal, secrets, memories, and even names can shape a family for generations. So I do like when a book looks at one family for a particular length of time. You really get to know that family. So yeah, I think that's going to be great. So that's the second book that David's picked. Well done, David. 2 good ones so far.
Thank you.
Nothing I'm thinking ooh about. Oh, I love the way you're just chucking them down there. Nah. He's done it. I'll pick these 3 up because these are the ones that he sort of shortlisted from the pile. Oh, he's got 4 shortlisted from this pile. Doesn't look like I'll be reading a lot of historical fiction this month though, guys.
You've got your...
Oh yeah.
Got your handbook.
Right, so out of these 4, what are you going to go for? Oh God, the spine on that is absolutely lovely.
Well, part of me...
I heard you going, ooh!
Well, yeah, mainly because it's Dublin in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
So I think I might go for this one.
That's not too historical for you, is it?
No.
So those are
and it's like 90s. Yeah, I know.
I am. That beautiful spine. The spine of Akwaeke Emeze's
that is a beautiful
You Made a Fool of Death with Your
spine.
Beauty. Well, I mean, you could pick that, and that just means you've only got 6 to pick from the shelves.
Yeah, right. I want them too because I really like that spine. And that sounds.
So, 2. He's gone against it. He's actually picked 3 library books, which I'm delighted about. You get looking at these shelves now, David.
All right.
So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got 6 to pick from the shelves. So he's picked.
Was it Top Row you done?
So these are all I've read, favourites.
Yeah. I never.
And then I won't let you pick a sequel. I always remember that your back just takes up like literally the whole screen. You're like this. I won't let you pick a sequel unless I've read the first, and I can veto 1.
Alright.
But go wild.
Okay.
So, David, the first one he picked was Tender by Belinda McEwen. This is, as David said, set in Dublin in the 90s. For almost the moment they met, Catherine and James become as close as any 2 friends can be. Witty, talented and charming, James is so unlike anyone Catherine has encountered before, and she finds herself hungry to explore with him all that Dublin in the 90s have to offer, even as James struggles to find his peace in it. But as their connection intensifies and boundaries get pushed, Catherine discovers there is a fine line between longing and love, friendship and obsession. That sounds bloody brilliant. And then he's also picked, which I don't know if I maybe coerced him into picking this a bit, but I am pleased that he's picked this. This is You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akwaeke Emeze. And I got the audiobook out of this from the library from Libby, and I didn't really get on with the audiobook very much. And I only listened to like 2% of it. And I knew I had the book out from the library, and I thought, I'll get round to reading it. But he's right, look at the bloody spine on it. It's absolutely gorgeous. So it's the opportunity of a lifetime. Faye is about to be given the chance to escape the city's blistering heat for a dream island holiday. Poolside cocktails, beach sunsets, and a elaborate meals. And as the sun goes down on her old life, our heroine also might just be ready to open her heart to someone new. The only problem is she's falling for the one man she absolutely cannot have. So yeah, sounds great, doesn't it? Right, how are you getting on?
All right.
Have you picked any more?
I might pick one.
Oh, he might have picked one. Oh yeah, cool. Are you gonna pick that?
Yep. I like the
So he's picked
that one.
Sitting Pretty, The View from My Ordinary Resilient Disabled Body by Rebecca Tausig. This is non-fiction. And this is from disability advocate Rebecca Tausig. Comes an intimate and eye-opening essay collection that processes a lifetime of memories to paint a beautiful, nuanced portrait of a body that looks and moves differently than most. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. So I've been looking forward to reading that for a while. He's picking absolute bangers, David. You've got 5 more, and I'm delighted with every single one of those. That's why it's so good when you get somebody else to pick your TBR for you. I would recommend it, because they pick up stuff that's been on your shelves for a long time, and sort of prioritise stuff that maybe you had forgotten about. But yeah, excited about all of those so far. How are you getting on?
This one made me laugh, but maybe it is.
Oh.
I think that.
Okay, interesting. David's gone for Frankisstein, a love story by Jeanette Winterson. This has been on my TBR the past, well, since it's come out basically for Halloween, because I think it sounds like a really Halloweeny book. I'm surprised you picked it because it starts in 1816.
Oh, I didn't even see that number, but I quite like the cover. I thought it looked quite cool. No, but well, because it says Brexit.
Brexit Britain, yeah. So I think it's based on Frankisstein, which is set in 1816. So in Brexit Britain, a young transgender doctor called Rye is falling in love against their better judgment with Victor Stein, a celebrated professor leading the public debate around AI. Meanwhile, Ron Lord, just divorced and living with mum again, is about to make his fortune launching a new generation of sex dolls for lonely men everywhere. Across the Atlantic in Phoenix, Arizona, a cryonics facility houses dozens of bodies of men and women who are medically and legally dead, but waiting to return to life. But the scene is set in 1816, when 19-year-old Mary Shelley writes a story about creating a non-biological life form. Beware, for I am fearless and therefore powerful. What will happen when Homo sapiens is no longer the smartest being on the planet? Jeanette Winterson shows us how much closer we are to that future than we realise. Funny and furious, bold and clear-sighted, Frankisstein is a love story about life itself. I am what I am, but what I am is not one thing, not one gender. I live with doubleness. Very good. 4 more, David. Oh, next up, Love is the Next Country by Randa Gerard. This is a memoir. This came out in February 2021, so this has been on my shelf for quite some time. Told as a road trip across the United States of America. That's why he's picked it. This is Randa's bold and frank personal story. A Palestinian daughter shamed about her weight, her background, and her decision to become a teenage mother as she rebels against her abusive family and the expectations others have of her. Yeah, that sounds good as well. Very good. David, you're doing absolutely blindingly. She's got 3 more left to pick. Cool. Next up is Memoirs of an Ex-Prom Queen by Alex Cates Schulman. The cult classic that defined a generation, apparently. Sasha Davis has everything a girl in the 1950s, he's gone for it even though it's 1950s, suburbia could want. Beauty, intelligence, and an all-star sports captain boyfriend. All she needs to succeed is to keep her skin clear and her intelligence hidden under her prom queen tiara. But when she drops out of college to marry, Sasha soon realises her life has become a fearful countdown to her 30th birthday, the year when her beauty will have faded and life as she knows it will end. As Sasha rebels against her fate, she finds herself experiencing an intellectual and sexual awakening that might be her only chance of outrunning the aging process. So this was first published in 1972, and it's a landmark novel which follows Sasha's coming of age, David loves a coming of age, story through sexual double standards, job discrimination and harassment of the 1950s and 60s. 5 decades later, it remains a funny and heartbreaking story of a young woman in a man's world. Yeah, sounds bloody brilliant. Another great one. 2 more, David.
2 more.
You've really focused on the sitting down, not looking at the other shelves side of life.
What other shelves?
Well, all of these.
Oh, I've been looking.
Oh, you have been looking at those.
I might go for another library book.
Oh, okay. Well, there's. I mean.
Would you? No.
No. I mean, go for what you want. But I'm really surprised. There was 2 books I really thought you were going to pick.
Oh.
Well, no. I mean, don't let these be. But I thought you were going to pick the ones that you bought me for Christmas.
I can't remember the ones I bought you for Christmas.
They were like non-fiction ones about film, but I can't remember where they were.
Oh! I wonder why they was on my pile.
Oh, they're in there, are they?
Yeah. So yeah.
That one is one.
That one.
I can't remember where the other one is. I think it's called Going Backwards in Heels or something. But don't let me influence you.
No. Like, if I'm honest,
So David got me this for Christmas. David's very into his film, and this is Renegade Women in Film and TV by Elizabeth Weitzman, and the illustrations are done by Austin Clare Clements. And this is like a similar book to those ones which you see a lot of, where you've got a sort of beautiful portrait of somebody who's famous in a particular field, in this instance film, and then about them. So this is Barbara Walters, and yeah, I don't know much about Nora Ephron. I know her. I'm just trying to think if I know people. Gertrude Berg, don't know her. Lois Weber, no, don't know her. So it'll be interesting to find out about these women who are renegade women in film and TV. So there we go. And the last one, oh, is that it? Backwards in Heels.
Yes.
Do you want to pick 2 books about films though?
That's a good point.
Oh, okay.
Probably not.
I led him up there and then I snatched it away from
You
him.
let me up the gun
You've got one more then.
And you shut that gate.
You've got one more.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, if you want to go back to the library pile, you're fine. You can do that.
There was another book in the
libraries
library
are
pile.
here. Have a rummage, David. Oh, you're going to go for that one, right? Okay, so the last one he's picked me is Be Yourself and Happier, the A to Z of Wellbeing by Will Young, which is a non-fiction book about well-being and etc. Right, shall I get you to hold these then as I work through what my reading for the month is going to be? So, no.
Oh, do you want me to hold it?
I'll hold it and pass it on to you. Be Yourself and Happier, the A to Z of Wellbeing by Will Young. Renegade Women in Film and TV by Elizabeth Weitzman with illustrations by Austin Clare Clements. Should stand a bit closer, David, so we can see them. Memoirs of an Ex-Prom Queen by Alex Kate Shulman. Love is an Ex-Country by Randa Jarrah. Frankisstein by Jeanette Winterson. Sitting Pretty by Rebecca Tausig. You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akwaeke Emeze. Tender by Belinda McEwen. Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson. How Beautiful We Were by Mbolo Mbew. And then the 2 that I already said I had to read were Washington Black by Ezi Ajugyam and Anna of Cleve, Queen of Secret, the 4th book in the 6 Tudor Queen series. Well done, David. Thank you for picking those.
You're welcome.
Are you excited for me?
Yes.
I've got to say, I think this is the best selection you've done yet. There's nothing in there that I'm like,
I know, you didn't veto any.
I feel like I'm really, really pumped about all of these. So well done. And yeah, let's see how I get on with the reading. And I'll see you all soon for another BookTube video. Say bye, David.
Bye.
Bye.